Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joey Show, Heart of a Champion. Here we are in Long Beach, California. I got a special guest today. Chuck Morrison comes from Nevada. What are you working on these days, my man?
Well, I still work in those fields where I do experiential training for different people, corporations, and different companies around the world. My older son got into biology. He got into marine biology, which was one of my kind of hobbies, from living on the ocean most of my life. And he got really involved. Now he's traveling all over the world. He's doing projects in Latin America, in the Andes, in Peru, in Ecuador. He's doing projects in the Gulf of Mexico. He's doing projects in the Mediterranean Ocean. And he's kind of given me a new insight to the idea about ecology. And I've always been a guy that loves nature. I love being in the trees. I like being in the forest. I like being outside. I like being on the ocean. But we're in some deep doo-doo right now as far as ecology goes on this planet.
Sure.
Whether anybody likes to admit it or not, it's a serious issue.
Well,
Yeah.
we talked about Plastic Island,
Yeah.
okay, which is a total nightmare, and that has a lot to do with that. What did you do, or what are you doing now? I know you're off into this new venture where you're going to make a difference, my man.
Well, it's a start because the object is really simple. In this shortest version of this, we have 8 miles of atmosphere on the planet Earth. Like literally. Next time you get in your car, clock off 8 miles. That's it around the whole planet. That atmosphere has to stay functional in a way where it's not CO2 heavy. If it's CO2 heavy, it acidifies the ocean through the rain. If it acidifies the ocean through the rain, the coral dies. If the coral dies, the plankton die. If the plankton die, the fish die. Now, it's not like it's going to happen any day, but it is happening. It's worse now than it has been in 50 years.
Sure.
So our objective is to keep the air clean, plain and simple. So one of the things that is an obvious no-brainer to us, to me and my partners, is the amount of garbage that everybody has all over the planet. The garbage is 1 million tons a year in every major city or more.
Yep.
And it's not being recycled properly. It's not being used as a fuel source.
Being covered up and buried.
It's being covered up and buried. And maybe if the commodity price is good, it's cycled. But it's very competitive, and it's a very monopolized private industry. It's also very political.
Sure.
There's a lot of money involved.
Okay.
So our goal is we're working with a couple of different states to do zero waste, all garbage, every bit of it. None of it gets going anywhere unless it gets recycled or it's turned into electricity. And the way it's turned into electricity is through 2 different means. One is called a certain type of gasification. It's called fluidized gasification, where every bit of garbage, there's no CO2 coming out. It's hydrogen, methane. We run our plants off it. We produce hydrogen and carbon ash that you can use for fertilizer. But the hydrogen runs steam generators, and you have electricity.
Yep.
And you have it cheaper than what's being supplied anywhere in the United States right now. The second way is through these huge, highly technical composters that make a liquefied natural gas, which is clean and pure. The methane gets burned, it runs our plant. Liquefied gas is a good option. It's way better than coal and oil. And in my opinion, it's way better than fracking our land areas because that is impacting our water. And again, without our fresh water, we got a problem.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a legitimate problem that we have here. We talked about leadership. We're talking with someone that has actually been a leader in my life, or at least helping me understand the difference between being a follower and a leader and what it takes. And, I've been told on many occasions that I am a leader, and I'm a great leader. I've done it on and off a field. I've done it in life. I've done it with children. I've done it in business and now businesses. But what I have realized with talking to a guy like you is, how can I be a better leader?
Just take different actions. I
Yep.
mean, it's overwhelming. I mean, it's great to be out here hanging out with friends, doing an interview with you. Because I have the same kind of respect for you that you have for me.
Sure.
So this is like yeah, I get to go hang out with Joey today and meet some great people. And so this is wonderful. It's great. However, the issues that are affecting our grandkids are still multiplying and logarithmically multiplying. So even though I want to enjoy my life and retire at my age and just kind of kick back, I got to think about how can I affect people at a level where there is financial leverage, number one,
Okay.
political leverage, number two, and frankly, moral leverage, because I think that there's a moral dilemma about the right thing versus the thing for just the cash these days. I don't want to get off on a rant on this, but it's pretty obvious that a lot of the corporations that are doing things around the world for $1 for the stockholders are ruining the planet in a lot of ways, but they're not thinking about our grandkids. And I got to think about my grandkids. What's my legacy going to be?
Kind of like I comes before you, and
Yeah,
I'm not worried
it's
about
great
it.
that I made a ton of cash, but who cares what happens next? I just don't buy that. So
Well, the captain of the boat just received a new grandson for his birthday. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And so, and that being said, that makes for a great show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about what Chuck has had to say. We're going to post a link for you. It's Chuck Morrison. It's the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion, live from Long Beach. We want to thank you for tuning in today. And Chuck, what was your experience of the Joey Show?
It was great. I mean, this was a lot more fun, and we had no agenda coming out here. We had no script coming out here.
Sure.
I appreciate the ability to just get people to think a little bit, one step at a time. It's not like we're going to solve the world's problems tomorrow. That's not going to happen. But the good news is my kids and my grandkids are way faster and way smarter than I ever was.
Right.
So I have a lot of hope for our future, but we got to move things a little bit in some different directions. So,
Stop being stop being set on the old school ways, and let's have an open mind.
And blend some of the old school ways, because some of the old school ways are good.
That was the word of the day. Let's blend. Let's blend together.
Yeah, let's blend. Let's be flexible.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks a lot, Joey.
I love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
Once again, thank you for joining us here at the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion, live from Long Beach. It's the Joey Show.